in today's competitive job market? You may be applying for countless positions, yet receiving nothing but rejection or radio silence. I'm sorry if that's the case. But don't worry, we're about to transform your resume in just minutes with 3 proven ATS-friendly strategies that deliver real results. Because the thing is, even if you're the ideal candidate on paper, if your resume isn't optimized for applicant tracking systems, it won't ever reach human eyes. So let's change that, starting with grabbing the attention of the ATS immediately. Here's how. So you want to start by placing the exact job title that you're applying for at the top of your resume. And this should be right under your contact information. This instantly tells the recruiters that they're seeing a resume that's for the right position. Right below that, add a power trio of key skills pulled straight from the job description. This is your resume's secret weapon for standing out. So for example, if you're applying for a marketing manager position, showcase skills like campaign strategy, audience analytics, and content optimization. And if you're not sure which 3 to pick, let AI do the work for you. So just plug the job posting into ChatGPT or Google Gemini and say something like, can you gather the top 5 to 10 most important keywords and skills from this job description? And voila, it'll pull the best keywords to use. But what if it gives you skills that aren't exactly your specialty? Don't stress about that either. Employers value problem solving and the ability to adapt quickly. So highlight the skills that you're comfortable with and that you can build on. This way you show off your potential and can grow into the position. Now remember, your resume needs to be ATS friendly to even get seen, so make sure that you avoid fancy designs or tables or graphics that could confuse the system. Keep your formatting clean and professional, so use simple headings like work experience instead of something creative like my professional journey, because the ATS might not be able to recognize different headings. Stick to classic fonts like Calibri or Arial, because anything decorative or hard to read is going to hurt your professional credibility and make it hard for the ATS system to read. And also make sure that your text is at least 11-point size. This way both the recruiter and the ATS will be able to easily read and parse your information. Your resume structure should have the standard sections: your contact info, your professional summary, your work experience, your education, and of course, any other important skills. Also, make sure that all the text is aligned to the left and that you're using constant formatting with dates, location, and job titles. Avoid using pictures, special characters, or any embedded graphics with your file. This way, the ATS can read everything clearly based on the standard formatting that it's built for. The goal here is really simple. It's readability. So make sure that when you save it, you download it as a doc or a PDF. So now that the ATS can see us, let's also make sure they can see why we're the best choice. This brings us to step number 2, which is turning your resume into a powerful story. Remember, your resume is not just a laundry list of past jobs. So think of your resume like a movie trailer, not a documentary. It's not just a list of everything you've ever done. It should highlight your biggest wins and your most relevant experience. For example, if you once won a chili cook-off, that's awesome. But unless you're applying to be a chef, it doesn't belong there, right? So stick to the achievements that showcase your skills and your impact in your industry. You're going to want to start with your most recent roles and highlight each position with bullet points that include the keywords and skills that you mentioned in the power trio from earlier. And remember, the keywords are coming straight from the job description. That's your blueprint. And that's the blueprint for what the employer values most. Relevance is king here. If you're adding information that doesn't align with the job that you're targeting, it's just empty noise to the ATS. So pay close attention to the skills, the qualifications, and of course, any specific terms that the employer emphasizes multiple times. For example, if you're applying for a project manager role and you see in the job description that they're looking for somebody with cross-functional team leadership, you could say something like, led a cross-functional team to implement a new workflow system, reducing project turnaround time by 25% and increasing team efficiency. This shows leadership, problem solving, and measurable impact, which are all things that hiring managers want to see. So for each role, craft a story that explains your impact. Did you drive revenue growth? Did you improve a system or process? By how much? When possible, always make it quantifiable to add credibility and context. So here's an example. If you improved customer retention, you don't just want to say,
handled customer accounts.
Instead, you want to say, implemented a client follow-up strategy that increased customer retention by 20%, leading to an additional $100,000 in annual revenue. This clearly shows the impact of your work with real numbers. Just make sure that what you say is actually true. We don't want to fib here, so you're ready to back it up if the employer asks about it. Plus, this helps you be strategic with keywords. So since employers use ATS systems to scan for specific terms from the job description, you're making sure that your resume speaks their language. It pretty much tells them that you're exactly what they're looking for. And if you want your bullet points to really pop, you could also go to ChatGPT to be your co-writer. So you could write up a prompt like, help me better tailor my resume for this position, or even something like, based on the job description, which of my skills and experience should I highlight? Just be sure to blend them in naturally, especially double check if you're having AI help you. It should feel smooth and not like a list of random buzzwords. So for example, If process improvement is a key skill, have a bullet point that says, implemented process improvement that reduced project turnaround time by 30%. Before we move on to step 3, I have a little gift for you. And so if you want to know for sure whether the job that you're applying for is the right fit, or even discover which job is a perfect fit for you, check out the free quiz in my description below because it only takes 2 minutes. Now let's dive into step 3. Since your resume is now optimized for the ATS, it's time to make sure that it also resonates with real people, because at the end of the day, it's a human who decides if you get the job. So think of it this way. The ATS gets your foot in the door, but a compelling resume gets you hired. The best way to do this? Well, it's to infuse personality into your bullet points. So instead of just listing responsibilities, show how your work made a real impact or give off emotion. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to write an entire essay about how your work changed someone's life, but this does mean that you should be very conscious about choosing words that bring life to your story. So as an example of what I'm talking about, instead of saying,
Managed a team of 5.
say, led a high-performing team of 5, streamlining workflows and increasing project efficiency by 30%. This not only highlights leadership, but also adds energy and storytelling to your experience. And don't be afraid to let your personality come through. Your resume should feel authentic, not robotic. So use clear, action-driven language that shows enthusiasm for your work. Keep it concise and engaging so hiring managers don't feel like they're reading a wall of text. And make sure every bullet point paints a picture of your contributions and how they made a difference. It's more than just ticking boxes from the ATS. Doing all of this will create a professional narrative that forms a connection that says, hey, this is someone who's going to bring value, energy, and personality to our team. Because at the end of the day, companies don't just hire skills, they hire people. So if you can craft a resume that's both ATS-friendly and compelling to recruiters, you'll instantly stand out from the stack of generic applications. And that's how you get interviews. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more career tips. I'll see you in the next one.